It is amazing how fast things change. Here's something. Here's a little poem from the root structure of English, back almost one language to the Celts. It's called the Celtic Triad. In the forests and on the beaches of northwestern Europe, before God and Caesar in any order got to them, the Celtic Triad had a king in the middle, flanked by a jester in charge of jokes, and a poet to make sure that the truth didn't escape unnoticed. Beware of role confusion. The kings are in charge of the messy business of life and death. Jesters charge the immune system with the unholy humor of it all. Poets will make you weep just when you need to be most strong. The real danger is from jokers who think they're poets. I got a letter once from a guy who claimed that, "You must have written that about me." He was owning up to the fact that he was a joker who thought he was a poet. Here's another one of the heavy consequences of being where we are as human beings on the planet right now. This is called traditional. I was relieved to learn that once the swearing in of the president had taken place, with his left hand on the Bible, as soon as the right hand came down from where it had been raised to take the oath of office, the new president would be handed the leather book with the nuclear codes. One hand on the Bible and the other on the trigger. There's one of my sponsor in Shanghai is a wonderful poet named Yan Li. And many years ago, I have many poet friends. I mean, my life has been blessed with wonderful friends. One of them, a poet named John Thompson, and I had a Buddhist marching band called Hot Air. And I'll get back to that before I'm done. But, John once wrote a poem called A Short History of Western Civilization. And it was the Bible, whiskey, guns. And so I wrote a song. I wrote a song on that theme that Yan Li translated into Chinese. I don't know if I can sing the whole thing or not. It's, I'm a lucky man to have the love of a good wife to keep me straight and anchored in the center of my life. She lays down beside me when our work is done. She's as steady as the Bible, whiskey and my gun. Well, I pay all my bills on time. I hate to be in debt. I pulled a couple of fast ones, but they ain't caught me yet. You know, I'm convinced there is a need for law under the sun. I swear on the Bible, whiskey and my gun. And I don't believe there is a need to register my gun. The right to keep and bear arms is Constitution. The Bill of Rights are few enough, don't give up what we've won. I believe the Bible, whiskey and my gun. And I grew up a country boy, I've been drunk many times. Often drank to drown painful memories of mine. They used to say this guy could charm the habit off of none. I go down on the Bible, whiskey and my gun. And I keep my Jeep full of gas. I love four-wheel drive. It's the only thing that keeps me under 65. I'm not the man who sleeps and dreams. His act weighs a ton. I just reach for the Bible, whiskey and my gun. And I know not what course others may take in this world full of jive, but I can say quite frankly, you'll never take me alive. I'm speaking for myself, of course, and I've got to have my fun. I bank on the Bible, sip my whiskey, and clean my gun.